And most of us, many of us, we love God. Most of us love God, but the message gets watered down because people put pressure on you. Now, if you don't hear this, you're going to miss it too.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I sat in class. My class had over 1,000 people. And we all heard it. Excuse me, but a lot of people went out. They love God. They love God just as much as we do. But they got caught in this trap. I call it a trap. I mean, God, this is what we talk about, a trap. Where you're trying to please people over God.
Right.
Always remember this, God comes first.
God comes first.
No, that's just a cliche for most people. It's got to be real.
Yes, sir.
Because when it's real, you stand out.
Yes.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
When it's real, you're going through things like everybody else, but you overcome them because he's first. He can't be fifth, fourth, third, even second.
That's right.
He's got to be first. Because I promise you hear me? I promise you that I don't care what you're doing. If you put him behind first, there's going to be a situation or situations where you're going to please people over God. Because he's going to tell you one thing, and people are going to tell you another thing.
Yes. All the time.
What did God tell Saul? Kill everything.
Kill everything.
What did the people say? Wait a minute, let me get to it. Verse 24. Then Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord and your words, because I feared the people and I obeyed their voice. Now, everybody hear what he's being honest there. Here's why I obeyed the people instead of God. I feared them. I feared them more than God. Now, in verse 9 again, remember what it says. Saul and the people were unwilling. So now we bring the people back in. They were unwilling to destroy everything. Saul was too. So Saul feared them more than God. Everybody catch this? I mean, it's easy, but I just want to make sure you got it. And so he obeyed them. Even though he was God's minister, he obeyed them. Because of what? He feared the people. He wanted their approval more than God. Everybody see that?
Yes.
Now, do you understand what God is saying in verse 11 when he says Saul has turned back from following me?
Yes.
Because he fears the approval and the praise of the people more than my approval.
Goodness.
Does everybody see that?
Yes.
It happens all the time. And in this case, he decided, I'm going to make sure I always please the people over God.
Yeah.
Because once you start down that path, it's hard to get off.
Jesus.
Everybody listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What's our issue? What's our issue? Our issue is, in order to fulfill what God has called us to do, we have to put God above every single thing in ministry.
Yeah.
Now, he doesn't. I'm not saying he comes before your family. I'm not saying all that in your personal relationship. I'm talking about in the ministry. I can't move as a pastor based on you.
Right.
I love you, but I have to follow God.
That's right. That's
So
right.
if you decide you're not going to be here,
That's
I'm
right.
sorry. You can always come back. I love you. But I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yes.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Pastor
sir.
Langford's my mentor, but you know he always stops me before just me and him privately. Pastor Nita's great; she gets out of the way so we can talk. And he said, John, he always point, John, don't ever let anybody tell you what to do in this church, even me. If God tells you something, that's what you do.
That's right.
And he never, I mean, he wouldn't do that. See, we've been well trained, so we don't do that stuff. Just like your ministry, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
That's right.
That's not my job.
Right.
I am not your Lord. Now, I will give you guidelines from the Word,
Yeah.
and I will give you guidelines from the natural realm to help your ministry grow and develop.
Right.
But I don't know what God's called you to do, and I don't care.
That's right.
I'm dealing with myself.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
You're not trying to please me.
That's right.
You're trying to. If you please the Lord, you'll please me. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. Now I want to say something again because we skip over this. There is pressure.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get it. Most people don't get it till they get out here full time, and then you know when you first start, everybody's patting you on the back. Most of the time. I was one of those people that did. So I was in a different category, being a few of my friends, but most of the time they pat you on the back. Then you get to that place quickly where you say something God told you, and now people get mad at you.
Oh yeah.
See, it happened to me right away. So it was different. I had a choice to make right away. It's pressure, though. Do you understand? I listen to, I listen to football, baseball. I listen to the Baseball Network, too. And NBA a little bit. But there's pressure when you play sports. I know a lot of professional athletes. There's pressure. I didn't realize that until I went up to Kentucky one time with an athlete, and it was training camp. And he introduced me to people. This is my pastor and such. And so all the guys came running over and talking to me, the athletes, and every one of them said the same thing. I'm stressed out. I was like, what? And so I would look up how much they make. $3 million a year. I ain't gonna be stressed out. But they said, Pastor, it's not that money. I mean, I had so many people lined up to talk to me, professional football players. And I was like, my God.
Yeah.
Are they really under that much pressure? But then when you listen to the networks and the analysts, not the reporters, but the guys that actually play, they tell you there's pressure to play football. Yeah, the money and all that stuff is good, but there's pressure. Y'all not hearing me. I'm not really talking about football. There's pressure in ministry. Anybody that tells you there's not, they're not telling you the truth, or they don't know something. They're in a fantasy world. Every one of us is under pressure, and not just from the devil. The devil uses people. People. Will you guys just listen for a while? Just listen. We'll hit all the commentaries, the scriptures, but just hear this for a little bit. People want you to say what they're doing is right.
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to shout.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm in church.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know why you acting like that, because you shacking.
That's right. That's right.
What you mean? Why you don't know I'm not mad at you, but we got to get this right.
Yes.
It's okay to do this and have a bad attitude. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not even okay in the natural. They'll fire you from your job if they can when you have a bad attitude.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, come on, man. God has a it's not do's and don'ts. This is the best way to live your life.
Yes, sir.
This is what will bless you. This is what will prosper you. See, it's the right way. We got to get this out to people.
Yes, sir.
It's not just do's and don'ts. This will cause you to be blessed. This will allow God to move in your life, man.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Or woman. But when people are doing stuff, they don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it.
Do you know how many people forget the church? I talk to outside the church.
Outside, yes, sir.
I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I said, well, here's what we need to do. Oh, I can't change that. I don't know why you even said. I said, well, you called me.
That's right.
You came over to me at the gym. I didn't come to you. What are you talking about?
Yes.
See, okay, remember the definition of insanity? To do the same thing over and over again. That's it. That's the part of it. To expect different results. See, you can do the same thing over and over again. You just know it's not going to work.
Right.
But here's what people do. They do the same thing over and over again, and they expect it to work. They expect it to change. No. If you do the same thing over and over again, you won't get the same results.
Amen.
You're going to have to do something different to get different results.
Hallelujah.
Right. That's right.
Saul said it. I fear the people. I don't care what God said anymore. Because the people will pat me on the back.
Yeah.
It makes my flesh feel good.
Yeah.
And I'm ignoring the spiritual part of it. Because I don't care about what is faith. I care about what I see.
That's right.
That's what he's saying.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
Let's read a little some commentary. Oh, let me put this together. Acts 20, our favorite. We know it, but I'm just going to read it again. Acts 20, verse 24. Remember, it says, these things don't move me, neither count I my life dear to myself, so that I might finish my course with joy and the ministry, so God tells us how to finish our personal lives with joy, victory, joy, and the ministry. Because God doesn't just want us to finish, he wants us to finish with joy. Okay, remember that God loves us, man. He's made us so we're more than conquerors, overcomers. None of these things move me. What things? Anything that'll come up. It starts with people. It starts with people.
Right.
None of these things are people. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't to me anymore, but it feels good when you get up and preach a sermon and everybody's, oh, that was awesome. That's your, everybody don't feel good. But you know, you got to get to the place where when you get up and preach and God tells you, everybody's looking
Amen.
at you.
That's
crazy.
right, Pastor.
That you're
That's
fine.
right. That's right.
Well,
No,
I can talk
amen.
in the church. We first hit submission last year.
Oh,
People,
yeah.
they were tight. The whole church was tight.
Yeah.
Few people were good. Some of the but few people. Most of the church was tight. Man. Boy, I laughed so hard.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard. I got out of here and said, I laughed so hard. You know how people hug you? Hey, people were on the move, boy. They were on the move,
Thank
man. You know, normally people, when I come around, people stay around, they come to me and hug. Boy, people, it was like part of the Red Sea. They scattered, man. So I went, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I've been down this road before.
Right, that's
This is the big dog's 5th time, man.
right.
This ain't my first time, so I knew, well, the other 4, when you preached on submission, they were hot with you too.
Right.
So guess what? These people going to be hot too. Boy, you know what? Because submission hits right where you are.
Thank you.
You can't hide.
You
See,
can't
you can't
hide.
blame some rebellion on somebody else.
No.
It's on you.
Yeah.
And when you see you rebellious, it fires you up, man. But see, I knew something. If they just stay in there, hang in there, I'm going to love on you. God's going to make sure we gently get it to you. And when I got back from New Bern, the whole church had changed. It was awesome. See, we're ready to roll now. Because you guys got it. Don't feel bad. We all go through this. We just get it. I just got mine right back in the plane. You know, okay, 1989, I ain't never doing this no more. Whatever you say, Lord, I'll do it.
Jesus.
Well, I don't care because I'm not going through this anymore.
Jesus.
Again, so again, it works. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right? We don't want to be moved. We don't want people to move us. Immovable emphasizes the aspect of faith that will not be shaken even in the worst of circumstances.
Yeah.
And it starts with people. People will pressure you. They'll put the worst circumstances on you. Now, what's going on here with Saul? What's going on? Well, of course, what the people said, we're not going to support you anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Any leader does not want to hear that.
No.
Right.
But you have to be prepared to hear it.
Yes.
Because the worst thing that can happen is what Israel did to Moses
Yes.
in Numbers the 14th chapter. They said, let's kill Moses and get another pastor, right? Let's get rid of him and get another leader.
Yes, sir.
But the Lord said no. He moved for him and
Yeah.
said no. And then remember Joshua and Caleb jumped on Moses' side. And then they said, let's kill Joshua and Caleb too.
Yeah.
But God intervened. See, that's what you got to know as a leader. God's going to intervene for you.
Yeah.
And what did the Lord say? Because that's not the end of it. He said, I can make just you. If everybody quits on you, I can make just you a great nation.
Yes. Yes.
So this gives you confidence, but it only gives you confidence when you're following God
Right.
over people.
Right.
If you put people over God, now you have to follow those people.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that give you your strength.
Yeah, that was
And like we said, people change
Yeah.
by the second.
Right. That's right.
So when he says be immovable, it emphasizes the aspect of faith. Listen, I love this part, that will not be shaken in the worst of times. Do you know most people are shaken in the worst times?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's the difference between victory and defeat.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to be shaken.
Right. That's good, Pastor.
Move me means alarm me, deter me from my purpose. To move me means to alarm me or deter
Yes,
me
sir.
from my purpose. So these things don't move me, they don't alarm me. These things don't alarm people don't alarm me.
People don't alarm me.
Most of us grew up where people alarm you.
Right. Right. Right.
If you're not wearing the right clothes in first grade,
Yeah.
and little kids picking on you, you
I
are.
know. My gosh.
You want to be in style, like
Yes.
you want to fit in. You want to fit in. So when he says don't be moved, don't let things alarm you. Don't let it deter you from your purpose.
Right.
And that's a learned experience.
Yes. It's learned.
I thank God for what I went through as a little kid.
Yes. It is learned.
I thank God because I learned it as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be moved from my purpose. You can say what you want to. I'm going to keep doing what I know is right.
Yes.
Y'all not hearing me because I've been down this road. And I can tell you it helps me in ministry, man. Because, man, a lot of people are moved by the crowd.
Yeah.
I was never moved by the crowd.
Goodness.
Jesus.
I thank God for that. My Uncle Si wasn't like that. The different relatives, my grandmother wasn't like that.
Yes, sir.
She's 50 years old, getting ready to work on her PhD in NYU, and got up and said, I'm going to fly planes in the 60s. The 60s. And they didn't look at her color, they looked at her gender. She was a woman. And I mean, it sounds crazy now, but back then, women can't fly planes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But she wasn't moved.